Oh, here we are. It is live now. We just got through our morning argument together of double chins
And I still have one.
and everything else. But here Grace and I are in Sedona, Arizona.
We are. We just got done with the conference that we had here. We didn't have it. I mean, we went to the conference, obviously. Yeah, and for all of you who have watched the thing that we did
The
online, the
logos,
logos online, I'm sure you enjoyed
comedy
the
routine.
comedy routine that we did there.
Grace and I afterwards I'm looking at it and I'm like, I feel like we just entered the comedic world, Grace. This was our debut.
Yeah, that was funny.
So it was fun. We love
Mm.
it. If you haven't checked it out, it's a beautiful thing that you can do with yourself or friends, surrounding it and do a lot of cleansing of the soul, if you might say it, or holding things that might be tough for you. And right
Yeah.
now, especially, I feel like a lot of uncomfortable energies may be arising through people and in people.
Yes.
And it might be um, a way that you might feel safe to kind of be with those things.
And to cleanse. I mean, I think a lot of cleansing is in order. I didn't realize at the time because when we were going through the process, you know, um, really, I felt like we kind of screwed it up a little bit. It was like we kind of like, oh, this is the first time we've really kind of like officially done this process in this way before. And I given myself permission to screw it up, and we kind of did in a way. We
I
kind
think it was perfect.
it was kind of perfect. Whatever. Anyways, for me, I like everything to be, or whatever. That's just my personality. Anyway, and so for me, I was like, okay, whatever. We got through it. It was great, whatever. But but after the conference was done this morning, I was like, oh, wait a minute. I've been carrying a lot. I've been carrying a awful lot of pain and guilt for a lot of a lot of crap for a lot of people when I was young. Um, yeah, hundreds and hundreds of people, actually even more than that. Anyways, and I discovered at that point that, oh, wait a minute, that was gone. so I so that experience really was actually helpful for me. And you might discover that after when you go through that experience and you give it a little bit of time to process, that you might discover that it's been helpful for you, and then continue on with that process of yeah, of healing and new discovery. It helped me continue on with the process of just in allowing some more love into my heart. And that was really, really nice for me this morning to be able to experience that, and really allow a lot more love into my heart center, which was really lovely. So yeah, see what it might do for you. Just be open to that experience.
Possibility,
Yeah,
yeah.
see what happens for you.
Yeah. Also, we didn't really mention what this conference is about. It's really something that Kyle Cease, I don't know if any of you are familiar with Kyle Cease, but he is an actor, comedian who kind of brought that into kind of um, a spiritual place. And so he has his own community. And this event was called Freeing the Child Inside and Out, for, freeing all children inside and out. And uh, of course, this resonated with us. And Grace has gone through so much healing about what's occurred in our childhood, and so we were able to attend. And
I hadn't really had any kind of interaction with Kyle Cease before this. Gwen had been
yeah,
involved in Kyle Cease's community, so I was jumping in as a complete like newbie into the whole thing. And so You know, yeah, it was all really new to me, but I learned a lot of new ways of going about looking at, new ideas of how to process things and how to look at um, interacting with patterns that can stymie us and can block us from really allowing ourselves to really experience the now fully and experience ourselves fully to our full potential and who we truly are. And so I there was a lot of benefit in his approach, and I already have benefited from some of the things that he was showing and some of his approaches, and it was quite intense. The whole thing was a lot to take in. Um, so I'm like, oh, still processing a lot of stuff. Because it was like, it's like jumping in, it's like never swimming and, kind of like being thrown into the deep end kind of type situation with a lot of people who have been like in this kind of industry, a lot of therapists and a lot of people that have been doing this for a long time and stuff. And it's like, I'm like, oh, this is a lot of energy. This is a lot of stuff I'm dealing with here. Oh, um, so I'm still kind of recovering, still dealing with a lot of stuff right now at the moment. So, yeah.
Well, I'm glad we can take it slow this morning, but I wanted to just say hey to all the people that I met. Of course, when you're involved in an online community, seeing someone face to face is so amazing. It was so good to see Matt, my dear friend Matt Morrison, um, who just we've become really good friends. It's so funny. He was on a hot seat an event with Kyle, and he showed up on there. I was just telling Grace, he came onto the screen, and I looked at him, and it was like this. It was kind of like this. Oh, I'm glad I now saw you here. Like it was like he was an old friend, you know? Like maybe he was my brother in another life or something, but it was kind of this such a familiarity. I was like, "Oh, there you are, Matt." I mean, that was like the thought that I had. And so it was just so great to see him in person and give him a hug. And we met Trevor and Nicholas and Mike H. Yes, hello, Mike, and Jay and Cecily and Michelle and so many more. Um, so many more awesome people.
Yeah. I didn't know anything about these people, but I
Oh,
will.
Dot. I met Dot.
Dot.
Dot. Oh my
I met
gosh.
this wonderful lady who um, is a poet, and she's more mature, and it's wonderful that she's it was wonderful to be able to get to know her experiences, because it helped me realize that, what, this is, it's right over here. Just
My phone is tied to my speakers. Shoot.
anyway, I'm gonna ignore that, and I'm just gonna say, San Antonio, you have too many friends. Okay,
I have
anyway.
no clue who that is.
Anyway, just say that to realize that this woman is now starting to really live her life and really start to understand what she can offer the world, and that people are saying to her, look what you have to offer, and she's like, what, and it's like,
Yeah.
look at you, look what you can offer the world, you are amazing. And I'm helping her envision her next year, and I'm saying, look, this is your chance to just live like you've never lived before. And I'm also thinking to myself, hey, my life isn't over.
Mm-hmm.
My life isn't over either, you know? Which
We all
is
get to
which
do
is
that.
which is hard for me, because I've been dealing with an awful lot of depression over the last couple of years. And, you know, what keeps on entering my mind? When can I just, when can I just be done with this life situation? You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
can I just, okay, is it done? Is it done? Is it done? Am I done with whatever requirement it is for me to be here? You know, um, you know, and just to be able to like experience in my mind this woman and her like being able to be like, no, you like you can experience something that you never imagined and see you in a way that you never thought possible and enjoy adventure and in ways that you never imagined, and live in ways that you never imagined, even at that age,
Yeah.
And it was really neat to be able to feel that, and she just was like, "That's it. I'm giving you my book." And
She gave her
she
poetry
gave
book.
me a poetry book, and I was like, "Oh wow!"
And then when we came back to the hotel, we got to read some of the poems, and they
Yes,
were beautiful.
beautiful. Yeah, and I was like, "Oh
Beautiful.
wow, that's amazing," So anyway,
Yeah,
it was
that's
neat.
beautiful. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, one thing too that happened, on this is that Kyle Cease will be doing another event similar, and all this event, the proceeds went to project, not project,
Underground
oh,
Railway.
well, Operation
Operation
Underground Railroad,
Underground Railroad.
and they are like amazing. They're really bringing light to stuff that's happening around trafficking, sex trafficking, and other things of that nature,
So
and
yeah, sex trafficking of women and children.
children, and
Yeah.
they're doing amazing things, and a lot of stuff is going to be coming out in series, and things, so everyone can kind of really see it soon. A lot of stuff
Yes.
is going to be revealed, and it's really helpful for us to kind of be aware of these things, not so that we have to be afraid and be hiding in our closet, but to be aware in a way that we really can bring a light to things, and uh,
Pay
things can be
attention.
seen that
Yeah.
otherwise weren't seen, and people can be helped who otherwise would have gone unhelped
Yeah.
before. So
We can watch out for each other, and we can say no more. This isn't going to happen anymore.
yeah,
And if we're going if we're willing to blind ourselves to it, then we're allowing it to happen. And when we're saying no, we're saying this can't happen anymore. We're going to pay attention. We're
yeah,
going to not
and
allow,
love,
in love, and we're going to make sure that these circumstances aren't here to allow this to happen. We're going to pay attention.
yeah,
Then it makes it harder for this to take place.
yeah,
We're going to be responsible.
yeah,
Then we're doing our part. We're helping out instead of contributing to the problem.
yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
we've got of course, once again, we have our own process, the logos, which we set up. Once again, you can go onto my YouTube channel. This is going to be on my YouTube channel and on our Facebook. So either way, we'd love you to check it out.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to think if there's anything else
Oh,
that
I also just want to mention is that, you know, we think about the child sex trafficking and some of the stuff that they're going to be revealing, that's been happening lately has been happening, say, for instance, in say for other countries and so forth, but it's happening here. It's happening, we live in Utah. It's happening in Utah.
yeah,
It's happening all over the country. It's happening in the United States. It's happening in your town.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. So we cannot say this is someone else's problem. We cannot say that. You cannot say, oh no, this is a good Christian community. It is not happening here. Or this is a good whatever community. This is a good Jewish community. This is a good whatever community. This is a good, it's not happening here. I experienced this in southern Utah, and it had and still does have a thriving community
Mm-hmm.
of sex trafficking, and not just in young women, but child sex trafficking
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
That
So,
is hard to believe, but it is true.
and like we said, um, this isn't said to make you go and want to hide
It
and
isn't.
that kind of thing. This is we all standing together
We can
can
make a
bring light into
difference.
things. We can
We,
bring light into
yeah,
things. Yeah, standing together, we can bring light into things.
and
And
love.
as much as we talk about, you know, their words like the perpetrator and the victim, um, all everyone is caught into it.
It's a pattern.
It's a pattern that if we all are working together and standing together, we give the opportunity to everyone to step away from it,
Yeah,
to step out of it.
we can unravel that pattern, and it can disintegrate.
Yeah.
And it takes us to be brave to simply look at it
Yeah.
first. If we refuse to look at it, then it thrives.
Yeah.
But if we look at it in love, and we're willing to do so, then we've succeeded. We've succeeded in turning the tide. So thank you for listening, being willing to even listen
Yeah.
to it, because that's the first big step, is just being willing to listen. I mean, that's brave, and that's being willing to listen and love is just like, that's the first big step. Thank you, for
Yeah.
being willing to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful.
Just want to send out love to all of our friends and family and uh, the community that Kyle works. They worked so hard to put together this, and we got to have Tim Ballard, who was kind of the starter or the of this Operation Underground Railroad, and
Yes.
he was there, and he actually got to transmute some of his stuff too, just like us,
Yes.
of the
Yeah.
darkness into the light, and the acting from fear and pain being transmuted to love.
Love and trust and hope.
Yeah.
And that's powerful.
Mm.
That's powerful. And when we all do that, and when we all move in that direction, and we all move into seeing first, because that's what he had to do. He had to look into that pain.
Yeah.
He had to be brave and look into that pain and look at it in love. And when we all do that, the incredible amount of power we can create is just immense.
Well, and that power is always there. It's just a claiming of ourselves.
It's just tapping into that and like using that for good. It's just amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
what we've got a new little logo, a logos and a logo. If you notice on the top right of the screen there, the Temperament Twins. It's a loving little nickname that some of our guides have given us, and we hope to offer a bed of love, to say it's okay. We can do this together.
Yeah.
For everyone.
Yeah.
And so we hope you can join us in future broadcasts and future things that we're going to be doing. and we'll be offering different meditations. I have my Guides in the Garden channeled stuff going on, and you can find that on Facebook, Guides in the Garden. Oh, let's see if I can find anything to put up. La di da, Guides in the Garden. Oh my goodness, on Facebook. And also, I have my Discord channel where please feel free to join in. Uh, I'm going to be starting at least once a week to be doing some real cool soul play, what I call soul play. It may feel goofy, it may feel serious. And then that will increase as the more members that I get on there, just people joining in and wanting to be a part of it, kind of stretching our souls and seeing what we really are, if we are anything, right? Ha 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 ha.
And I don't know what I can offer. So,
Grace is lovely. Grace is grace, and you've offered all
I don't know.
beautiful things. Grace has been instrumental in all of this together. We are learning more about what us as twins is.
Yeah.
And there was this kind of trauma in childhood really was a huge separation energetically between Grace and I. And we're just starting to enter in and figure out ways that we can create, that we are here together in purpose. And so it's amazing. When you're 48, you can still heal. Amazing.
You can still heal, sir. You can still heal when you're 78.
You can heal when you're the bed of your death.
You can. In your last breath, you can still, STIL, still heal. Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Thank you for that spelling.
Well, as a voice artist, I should know how to pronounce something. I'm so sorry, everyone.
Okay. All right. We leave you all with love. And we just wanted to, once again, invite anyone who hasn't had the chance to check out the logos and our quote unquote comedy routine. It really feels like that sometimes. To jump in and take a look at it and share it with whoever you like.
Yeah.
And know, once again, like Kyle Cease, if you're interested in him, and or also this cause, there will be further opportunities for you to learn more. You can go online and learn more, so much about Operation Underground.
Yeah.
And what's really happening. And we love you all. God bless.
Have a wonderful day.
Oh, and my last thing that I want to report is no alien interaction has happened as of yet, but maybe it's at my doorstep here. We're in Sedona.
Gwen was so wishing that Gwen was gonna have an alien encounter here. And
maybe if I stare up into the skies enough, that'll happen.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. We haven't left yet, but if it does happen, I'm sure Gwen will report on it.
Okay, maybe I will.
Maybe, unless they say, Gwen, you shall not report on this.
Okay.
All right.
I'm open to that, aliens. Okay.
All
right. Love to you all.
Bye.
Bye. Dotty. And the broadcast.